Hello there, it is I, once again, at 2 a.m., alone with my own thoughts. I was lying down on the couch thinking about certain ideas, and a really interesting one came to mind, so I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to hover around as I prepare for my evening, and you will see all the horrors and terrors and dreams that I possess in my humble abode, and I was doing a little bit of a thinking experiment. So, you grow up. You see people on social media, you see people in the news, you see things going on all around the world, all really big events and stuff like that, right? Most of which you don't really have anything to do with. You hear about them, you acknowledge them, maybe you feel one way or another about them, but ultimately, it doesn't really affect your life either way. That's pretty much how it is for me. I am aware of how things are ticking, but as for me, I don't really partake in the big events that are currently occurring. So what I typically tend to do is just go about my routine. I go to work, I come back, work on my book, and then I go to bed, and I wake up, and then life continues. And it's pretty much as simple as that. I got a bowl. So as I said, there are other people who are more involved in these moments, these situations, these memories that are happening in the world right now, right? People you grew up with, family members who are far away, politicians, bigwigs, people with too much money, more than they know what to do with. And then here we are, if you're listening to this, the little folks are kind of sprinkled around, right? And I made an interesting analogy. It's almost like life is something of a video game, right? You have the main storyline, you have the main characters, the people who matter, the people who other people remember, right? They get the happily ever after, they get the tragedy, they get the character arc, all that stuff. Whether you liken it to a video game or to a novel, that's pretty much how it goes. So you're wondering, what are we in this big, grand story where all these major events are taking place, and we virtually have no mind being paid towards such events or stories? That is where I present to you a new proposition of what we are. We are DLC. What the hell is DLC? If you don't never heard that term, we are downloadable content. When you have a video game, so basically you have the base information, you have the base game, you have the base characters that you get whenever you purchase a game, right? But then the thing that you do is you purchase DLC, an extra patch that goes into your game to give you a bonus story. Sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with the main story at hand. And that's exactly what we are. We are DLC. We exist, we float around, but we're separate from the main conflict. And as a result of that, we have the freedom to do just about whatever we want, and feel however we want, because the tone and the theme do not need to match the main story that's taking place. When you realize that you are not part of the main story, when you realize that you're not important, you can control absolutely any aspect of your life. That's the key. That's how you stay happy. You realize, I'm not significant. I can't make a change. So what you do is you focus on your own life. You make the damn best DLC that you possibly can imagine by following your dreams, building something bizarre, writing something interesting, meeting new people, whatever it takes. Just remember, you're not significant. You're gonna die one day, but in the meantime, your life can be amazing. And then people are gonna look back on the DLC that was in between the little cracks and crevices of the main storyline, and they are gonna go, this person had it made. They actually did something unique. And sometimes, the DLC, it gets this little cult crowd, right? And they're like, wow, that was actually really interesting. It's a shame that it wasn't part of the main game. If you play the cards right, then perhaps the DLC might be more interesting than the main story taking place, because you've done something wholly unique, where everyone else was playing the same damn monotonous main storyline. Isn't that damn interesting? And you know what else is interesting? You are, because you can make the damn choice to be unique, to be separate, to not care, and be whatever the hell you want. Ain't that freaking awesome? Alright, have a good weekend. Get out of my house.